All right, Shalom Boas here. Well, what am I doing? I am inspecting the wood pile. Now, as you know, uh, we here heat our cabins and the homes with wood. And as you see, we have a lot of it. This pile must be, it's on these pallets that I put the wood, and they're 3 foot wide by 4 foot long. And no, just to give you an idea, I mean, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, uh, 6 long and 3 wide. But it's important to ensure that you are seasoning your wood in preparation for the fall. Now, where did I get all this wood from? And I have 4 such piles like this on the land. I'm gonna walk through them. But the name of the game is to make sure that your wood is being seasoned, and it has to be out in direct sunlight to be able to uh, dry out. And as you see, this is a perfect example of a piece of wood that is being seasoned. Okay, you see that right here? You see how the bark comes off the wood, and we save this bark and we use this for kindling, so nothing goes to waste. And to make sure that you have your wood on some pals. But you see how it's getting nice and black? You see how it's graying all out? Oh, the children, they are having a damn good time in that slide in that pool that we got for them. But, it's name of the game. It's nice and hot out here. But, when you have some good cold well water and you got some good AC inside, they're fine. But back to this wood, that's on staying cool. But in the wintertime, we want to make sure that we're staying warm because, as you see, those wood stoves, they be kicking in the wintertime. But the name of the game is to make sure that you are seasoning your wood. And you see this is going to be seasoned. You see how it's cracking. You see how uh, the bark is flaking off. So I'm definitely going to have to get a wood splitter in here because this pile is massive, as you see. I mean, yeah. And I hold all this wood by myself, you see? But this is more than enough to last several years for all of the stoves. But as you see here, we have another pile. And you see I'll be able to chop it up. But it's looking very well. And then this is another wood stove that I'm going to do something with. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with it, but I'm definitely going to use it. Probably an outside type deal. But then you got this wood stove. This wood right here. And as you see, it's browning and it's getting black pretty good. And so, the name of the game is definitely to chop this up, put an axe on it, and burn it. It'll burn very nicely. And one of the key factors in ensuring that, you have a good clean burn is that you're burning seasoned wood. Because let me tell you again, we are self-insured out in the country. So you want to ensure that, you're burning the right wood, making sure that it's seasoned, making sure that it's chopped up, so you'll get a nice, efficient burn out the system. Because, we don't use propane. We use that just for cooking. And I showed y'all the video before of how we go about doing that. So, bring you over here. Y'all making too much noise. Well, get the frog out of there then. Lord have mercy. Girls. And this is the other stack. And so I just set it out. And once it becomes more seasoned, what I'll do is turn around and just cover it up. But, the heat is loving, absolutely loving the heat because it just sucks that moisture right out of there. You see that? That's just what a good fire is going to be when you are processing and storing your wood correctly. And now again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cover this stuff up as the season progresses. But you definitely got to ensure that it's not getting wood after you're ready to, it's not getting wet after it's readily seasoned and getting chopped up. But, this is how we're already preparing for the winter. I mean, I got this after the storm took place in Mayfield, Kentucky, that just destroyed the place. And like I was saying before, I got so much fuel, chainsaw blades, fuel mixtures and all that stuff to last me a lifetime, because they was giving it away. And all this wood I got from that storm, and as well from situations where people are cutting down trees, or I'm cutting down trees and stuff like that, and hauling it off. There's always somebody that's cutting down a tree after a storm. So this is good free resources in order to stay warm for the wintertime. I mean, it is just so critical to ensure that you are staying warm. And so the key and the name of the game is to stack as much wood as humanly possible. And especially if you're on a piece of land. I mean, I know pallets is a resource that you got to make sure that you have. But I mean, this is just a good example. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's just ready to be burned. And I'm still stacking more. I mean, but this is a perfect example. This is a wood stove that I got. This bad boy, I mean, it will keep an entire house nice and toasty and warm. I might as well just go around. I'm just thinking about if I don't use it, I could turn around and sell this bad boy. I purchased it. This is a Huntsman. I purchased it for $150. I can turn around and sell it for $900. I mean, I think I'm definitely going to be getting into flipping wood stoves. I mean, I have a couple of wood stoves that I want to get rid of and just sell here that I have now. But, it's just good money. It's just good money. Wood and heating your home with wood. I mean, you just can't put a price tag on it, man. Look at all of this inflation. Look at all these prices going up. Now, let me tell you, man, as inflation gets more and more out of control, guess what? The value of this wood continues to go up. I mean, you see there, I did a fencing project, and I took all the old fence. Nothing wrong with that. Just spray paint it, get it done. Little piles of wood, stuff like that. I keep that stuff because you can do some framing out and everything. But this is just about being efficient and making sure that you have what you need in order to stay warm. Just like it's critical to stay cool, I mean, it is equally critical to stay warm in the wintertime. Because I'm telling you, man, it's nothing like cozying up in front of a nice crackling fire in the wintertime. I mean, it's just nothing like it. I look forward to it, and I thank the Father for it, because the truth is that many people, they say they want to do this, but they're not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. It's sad to see how people are so deceived in this day and age. But watch them. Watch them today. Watch them a year from now. Watch them what they saying a year ago. Watch what they do in a year from now. They'll be in the same shitty ass boat that they're in. Deceived, thinking that they're doing something. But you see that? You see that branch that fell? That's a nice large branch. But, this is what happens. You store all those branches. I mean, look at all these trees. I mean, got trees. I mean, what I like about this property is that it's just surrounded by trees. And so, I mean, it's just a good endless supply of good wood. But it's about being ahead of the game. Make sure that you are thinking ahead. It's hot outside, but it's going to get cold. How you going to stay warm? You know what me and my house doing? You know why? Look at the fruit. Look at the results.